Who is it?
Policía,
What?
policía, abre la puerta.
Look, I'm not in the mood for games right now.
Abre la puerta ahora.
What are you talking?
Voy a contar hasta 3. 1, 2, 3.
Ah! What are you doing? What is up, everybody? RandomRandomMan here, and yes, I know for the third time now, long time no movie review, but I am sure that I'm going to be back to doing consistent reviews now as Oscar season is now in full swing, and I am starting it off with my review for Sicario, which stars Emily Blunt, Benicio del Toro, and Josh Brolin, and is directed by Denis Villeneuve. Now, the plot follows an idealistic FBI agent, played by Emily Blunt, who is enlisted by a government task force official, played by Josh Brolin, to aid against the war on drugs between the US and Mexican border. However, things start to turn a little bit more dark as an agent, played by Benicio del Toro, has a mysterious past and is a part of this said team. As you can tell by this ridiculous getup and from that stupid skit earlier, I was really excited to see Sicario, or Sicario as it is pronounced in Mexico, because of the concept alone and the cast. And I've been waiting another 2 weeks just to see it until now, as it expanded nationwide to one of my local theaters this past weekend. And I was just even more excited to see it once it finally came here. And I hate to say this, but this is the first Denis Villeneuve movie I've ever seen. I know, crazy to think so, as I've heard nothing but good things from him, as he directed Prisoners from 2 years ago and Enemy from last year. So this is my first take on any work of his. How was it? Let's run down the whole thing. Right off the bat, all the performances here are just superb. Emily Blunt does a fantastic job as this FBI agent, and I'm really happy she's getting more roles like this, as Edge of Tomorrow last year, one of my favorite films of 2014, showed off how badass she can be in any type of film, and this is no exception. She also brings her A game throughout, not only showing how emotionally she can be in front of the screen whenever she's by herself or interacting with other characters, but also shows how full of depth she is and how complex of an acting method she has to go through with becoming this character. I think she's just superb in this role. Josh Brolin plays the official that hires Blunt for this task, and he is also just simply tremendous. I think that what he does when he banters off between Blunt and other characters really does feel natural. That's what all these performances are. They just feel natural, and just I cannot imagine anyone else playing these characters. But the one guy I have to give especially noteworthy mention to is Benicio del Toro. He gives pretty much the best performance I've ever seen from him. And I have a lot of respect for this actor. And this is saying a lot because he's already won an Oscar for his supporting role in Traffic, a similar role but more gritty here. And I also thought he was especially fantastic in the two-part film Che, also an Oscar-worthy role. And I think he will get another nomination for this film and makes a pretty good case for himself to win, as the gritty nature of his performance really brings out how stern, smug, no nonsense this guy is. Overall, this is probably the best performance again I've seen from this actor, and he really stole the show. So with these Oscar-worthy performances comes a story that is truly gripping throughout. Make no mistake about it, this is a brutal, dark, very grim movie. And it is pretty honest in its topic that it's dealing with throughout the film. It really brings out what it truly means to be a part of this team, or just with any other type of similar job in the war against drugs between US and Mexico along the border. And it goes along with pacing that is gradual, but surely brings about a lot of tension throughout the film. The plot is introduced very quickly, and then it slowly builds up in what I like to call pacing that is just all the best kind, as it leads up to a very, very eye-catching ending. Other aesthetics that make this movie truly stand out is the cinematography and just the action. The cinematography from master cinematographer Roger Deakins is just gorgeous to say the least. He's personally not my favorite cinematographer, certainly is one of, and he's up on my list for sure. But what he does with lighting, he makes it seem like it's at the time of day where this movie is taking place. When it's nighttime, it's nighttime. When it's daytime, it is daytime. And what he does with shadows looming in the background, fading into the horizon, or just looming all over, it's truly a sight to behold. I also have to give props to Johan Johansson, who composed the score for The Theory of Everything, one of my favorite films of 2014 as well. And in contrast to the beautifully orchestral score that is accompanied with that biopic, in this movie, it is just mysteriously eerie and looming in the background, how just truly glum the movie feels in its atmosphere. Everything about this movie aesthetically just makes it so gripping. And let's not to mention the action with everything that goes on, as it is quick, fast, and just truly gruesome. This movie, along with its honesty in the plot, just shows no boundaries and just goes for it when it needs to go for it. This is truly an experience that I was really loving throughout. And the only issue I would have with it is that this movie really grabs you by the throat and it brings you everywhere with it in its beautifully paced 2-hour running time. And my issue with that would be is that it holds no bars, yet it never makes it seem like this is going to be a movie you're going to expect to go in a certain direction. By the time it ends, which I think has a brilliant ending, it makes you see what is the reality of the situation and that it's portraying in a very realistic, very grounded sight. And so that's what I like to see in movies, but I don't think other people would appreciate it. That's why I consider it an issue for other people that are just seeing this movie as an action flick, which is certainly not an outright bombastic flashbang boom one. But as an overall thriller and crime drama, it really brings it down to a very condensed level and just one that is palpable and all the more honest in its message. I cannot get over how honest this movie is. And just with the overall package that this movie portrays, it truly is one of my favorite movies of 2015 so far. My final thoughts on this movie are that the tremendously Oscar-worthy performances from Blunt, Brolin, and especially Del Toro bring this movie to an acting level that is unlike no other. The writing makes this very basic concept of a drug bust movie a lot more brilliant in its execution, and just the other technical aspects of this movie truly make this movie a wonder to watch. The beautiful cinematography, the really well done editing, which I forgot to mention. This movie really does look and feel complete, and just the music and other action that this movie displays make it one of a kind in what it does. I can't believe I've never seen a movie from this director, and I just think Denis Villeneuve is a director I'm going to keep my eye out for, and I'm really going to have to watch his other movies to really appreciate this man. Once again, this is one of my favorite movies of 2015 thus far, and I highly recommend it. My final verdict for Sicario is 4.5 out of 5 stars. Thank you all, as always, for watching. Be sure to like this video, comment on what you thought of Sicario, subscribe to my channel for more, and I'll catch you on the next movie review.